Join, wager, cash in, and get a $150 bonus. Sign up now at tvg.com.
Well, it's been over a decade since Funny Side, the gutsy gelding, as Tom Durkin called him, broke the mold and became the first New York bred to win the Kentucky Derby for trainer Barkley Tagg. And wow, it's hard to believe that has been over 10 years now. But this year, a pair of promising New York breds have really come onto the scene there at Aqueduct and have proven to be quality enough to compete against really anybody. And we saw a great stretch battle in the Withers coming in to the Gotham on Saturday. We'll pick him up here at the top of the stretch. John Imbrial would have the call. Samraat on the outside, Uncle Sigh in between.
And Uncle Sigh and Samraat, Uncle Sigh and in trouble. Three of them are right together as they come down for the 16th pole. Samraat, Uncle Sigh in trouble. None of them giving way. They come down for the finish line. It's Samraat narrowly, and Samraat will stay undefeated.
We'll pick it up here at the top of the stretch once again. And Jose Ortiz with a really confident ride here on the outside with Samraat. And this is a horse that has stayed undefeated now with this win, 5 for 5 to start the career. Uncle Sigh, pretty valiant in defeat there, finishing second in between with Corey Nakatani, but a great effort down to the wire and is gonna stay undefeated with just a brilliant effort there. And for the most part, this race really lived up to the hype with Samraat getting the score and Uncle Sigh finishing on the wrong end of it, but getting closer. I think the final margin there was about a neck. In Trouble also ran pretty well there along the inside off a long layoff to finish third. But Samraat stays undefeated, and a horse by Noble's Causeway that's got a lot of talent and some pretty solid bloodlines as well. We'll check out the pedigree tree right here with Noble Causeway on the top side being the Giants Causeway sire. You look at the bottom side, Indian Charlie. So certainly a lot of upside right there, and trainer Rick Violette got to be very confident with this horse being by the Giants Causeway bloodline. You remember he came over in the Breeders' Cup Classic and put in a huge effort to finish second to Tisnow. So talking about a horse that has got a lot of talent and a lot of upside. We'll take a look here at Uncle Sigh's pedigree tree, and you'll see that this horse is by Indian Charlie, and you know, I've always kind of considered Indian Charlie to be a little bit of more of a one-turn type horse when we're talking about his progeny, but Uncle Sigh, make no doubt about it, has shown the ability to be with Samraat right there at the wire. We'll take a look at the past performances and show you what these horses look like coming into the race, and we'll take a look at Samraat first. And one thing you'll notice is some pretty different training patterns. How about trainer Rick Violette here with Samraat, going old school in the morning? First of all, this horse has been training at Palm Meadows down in Florida, so they've been trying to take advantage of the good winter weather down there in Florida. Look at these old mile works. You don't see that too often. Mile before the race, miles leading in. So long stamina drills in the morning, and you'll see right here coming into the race, 4 for 4, but look how he won the first 3 races. Broke the maiden by 3.5, then comes back in the second start in a state bred allowance, gets the score by 5.5. How about the Damon Runyon? $100,000 state bred stakes, breaks from the rail, goes out to the lead, and wins by 16 3/4. And you'll see most recently in the Withers leading up to that race in the Gotham, was able to come from off of the pace. And I highlighted the second, and I think that early on, based on the fact that Samraat was able to just lay there in second and come from off of the pace, because before that, you might think that the horse is a need-the-lead type, and I think he's shown now that he can be tactically placed and can be up and close to the pace early on. We'll take a look at Uncle Sigh, and you'll see a much different training pattern. Now, Corey Nakatani came in to ride this horse, which says a lot, and also just a cool side note, the horse is owned by Wounded Warrior Stables, which Chip McEwen, great job there with donating a percentage of the purses to wounded veterans, which is just a great cause. We need more of them in this game. And we'll see here to start out the career. First of all, look at the consistency of the numbers. I mean, the horse is firing mid-90s buyers every time. He did it once again on Saturday. And he runs second first time out, but also you'll see 14.5 lengths is what the horse won his second race by. And then just recently he's finished second to Samraat. But one thing I've highlighted, this orange line denotes basically after the Withers, and look at his last few works. You're gonna see coming into the Withers, you know, you're seeing 116 4, pretty slow, methodical works in the morning, 101 flat for 5 furlongs. But how about after the race? Here comes the Tightener, 59 4 over the Belmont training track, and then the last work coming into that race we just saw, how about this huge 46 4 bullet, fastest out of 120. So what we're seeing there with the workouts is Uncle Sigh getting much faster in the morning by design. They're trying to really tighten him up. Whereas Samraat with Rick Violet, just much more methodical, kind of easy, mild drill. So both horses being New York breds, and they have a lot of talent, Samraat and Uncle Sigh. And we'll see as we get closer to the Kentucky Derby if another New York bred can maybe pull a shocker. We'll take a look at the Kentucky Derby point standings and see where they stand. And there you go, Samraat leading the way with 60 points and $450,000 in stakes earnings. So Samraat leading the way, and he's undefeated. So, I mean, what more can he do at this point? It's kind of like Wichita State. You know, they might question a little bit of the competition level, but when you're undefeated and nobody's proven that they can get past you or beat you just yet, then that is certainly worthy of a lot of respect. So he's leading the way. Uncle Sigh's got some work to do, though. I think that that's a horse that right now might be good enough and might have enough points to get into the Kentucky Derby, but both of those horses really talented New York breds, a couple of the most talented New York breds I've seen here over the past few years. So I'm anxious to see what they do as we get closer to the Kentucky Derby, and this is our first week for our top 10 list for the Kentucky Derby here at TVG, so we're going to take a look at my first Kentucky Derby top 10 list. I've got Kobe's Back at number 10. The horse has got a lot of talent. I've got my questions about the distance, but I think Kobe's Back, talent-wise, is worthy of the top 10. I've got Mexicoma at 9 for Team Valor and Ricky Matee. I think he's run 2 deceptively good races in the last few starts. A nice third, closing into the pace at Gulfstream on a speed-favoring racetrack, and even the 6th place effort in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. How about Strong Mandate at number 8 for the coach? Horse is beautifully bred. He's already got a big Grade 1 win in the Hopeful over the sloppy racetrack, and D. Wayne Lucas very high on him. Samraat's going to check in 7 there for the New York bred. How about Tamarando, the California bred, with a turn of foot at 6? Shug McGahee, his top billing. The talented Curlin Colt is going to check in at 5. Candy Boy. Gary Stevens got a lot of good things to say about Candy Boy. He's going to check in number 4. I'm going to give my 3rd place spot to Cairo Prince, who crushed in the Holy Bull there for Kieran McLaughlin, and that horse has got a lot of upside. Number 2 and number 1 for me might be up for debate because both horses are yet to run as a 3-year-old. But for me, Honor Code has got so much upside and so much great breeding, and Shared Belief number 1. It might be a long shot right now that Shared Belief even makes it to the Kentucky Derby, dealing with some lingering issues. But for me, Shared Belief has shown the most talent, the most upside, and the most professionalism up to this point. So he's up against it. He's actually training at Golden Gate right now, the synthetic racetrack, according to his assistant trainer, Dan Ward, a little bit easier on him. He's never had a problem training there at Golden Gate. So maybe 1 prep and then to the Kentucky Derby for Shared Belief, which, hey, that's going to be a long shot. But if any horse has got the talent to do it, I think Shared Belief might be that one. So that's my Derby top 10. Looking forward to seeing what your Derby top 10 is as well, as we're getting ever so close to that first Saturday in May.